So what truly separates people who achieve, extraordinary things from everyone else? Is it just pure luck? Or maybe some kind of innate talent they were born with?
Right, or just being in the right place at the right time.
E-
We often look for those big, dramatic stories.
Exactly. But today, in this deep dive, we're going to explore a different idea. Our core thought here, and this comes straight from Nigel Cumberland's book, 100 Things Successful People Do, is that it's usually not about one big moment.
Mm.
Instead, it's those small daily habits repeated over time that quietly build empires.
It's the consistency.
Yes. So this deep dive is all about unpacking those really powerful, simple daily rituals. We're focusing on the first 33 habits from Cumberland's book, pulling out the most potent insights. And our mission for you listening in is to go beyond just hearing about these things. We want to help you actually turn insight into action, maybe find some surprising angles and definitely some practical steps to speed things up for you.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not just a checklist. We want to get into the why behind each habit, how they connect.
Yeah.
And most importantly, how you can start weaving them into your own life to build that real, unstoppable momentum.
Okay, let's start at what feels like the absolute foundation. Taking full responsibility. Habit number 1.
Crucial.
We hear it all the time, right? People blaming external stuff, the boss, the market, bad luck. But successful people, they make a fundamental shift. They own their outcomes, the good and the bad.
Yes.
It's about recognizing you have agency, that power to choose and act in your life. And the action step, it sounds simple, but it's huge. Start each day just saying, I am 100% responsible for my life.
And what's really key there, I think, is that it isn't about beating yourself up. It's not self-blame.
Right.
It's actually total empowerment. When you take full responsibility, you instantly get your power back.
Yeah.
Power to change, to adapt, to find solutions.
Yeah, you stop being reactive.
Exactly. You move from being a passenger, just reacting to things, to being the driver. It completely changes how you approach problems. They become puzzles you can solve, not just things happening to you.
That mindset shift leads perfectly into the next couple of habits. Creating a vision, that's habit 2, and visualizing success, which is habit 24. This isn't just, daydreaming, it's like mental rehearsal. Painting a really vivid picture of where you want to end up.
Like practicing in your mind.
Exactly. So for an action, try writing just a short, like 1-paragraph vision for my life statement. Keep it concise. And then maybe spend just 2 minutes each morning visualizing your day going successfully.
And this mental rehearsal, it does more than just make you feel optimistic. It actually starts building beliefs because you're priming your brain.
Oh, so?
Well, when you consistently visualize good outcomes, you train your mind to notice opportunities and pathways that you might have missed otherwise. It strengthens that conviction that, yeah, success is possible for you. It makes abstract goals feel more real, more achievable.
Okay, now let's tackle something huge. Self-doubt. Habits 5, believing in yourself, and 27, growing confidence.
Ah, yes, the inner critic.
That voice can be so loud, can it? So to start turning down the volume, try this. Write down 3 specific things you genuinely know you're good at, and just reread that list every day.
I love that. And it's so important to get that real confidence isn't about being loud or arrogant.
No.
It's earned. It's that quiet internal knowledge that comes from actually doing things. The book suggests doing one thing you fear, even if it's small.
Right.
And then afterwards, just reflect on how it actually felt. That act of facing the discomfort and seeing you got through it, that builds real inner strength, much more than just positive thinking alone.
Moving into another really critical area, emotional intelligence. We've got habit 8, become self-aware, and 23, build emotional intelligence.
Essential skills.
This is really about understanding your own thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors. Like, why do I react that way in that situation?
Knowing your triggers.
Exactly. A great way to start is just journaling. 5 minutes every night, just jot down your thoughts. No judgment.
And a really key distinction here is managing emotions versus, say, suppressing them.
Good point.
Managing means you see the emotion coming up, you understand maybe why it's there, and then you consciously choose how to respond. You're not just swept away.
So, like, if you feel anger rising.
Pause. Just pause for a second. Name the emotion to yourself. Okay, I'm feeling angry. Before you react. That little gap creates space for a smart response, not just an impulsive one. It gives you huge control.
Makes sense. And sticking with mindset, 2 habits that seem simple but are incredibly powerful. Practicing gratitude, that's 19, and using positive affirmations, 29.
Yes.
The book points out that gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It literally rewires your brain, leads to a better outlook, and surprisingly, better result.
It shifts your focus.
Totally. So try it tonight. List 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. Could be tiny things. And with affirmations, think about it. The words you repeat to yourself actually shape who you believe you are.
They program your subconscious in a
Yeah,
way.
right. So maybe start your day with something simple and focused like, I am focused, I am capable.
What's really powerful about gratitude is how it shifts your view from what's lacking to what you have. Even when things are tough, it builds this kind of mental resilience.
Yeah, you see possibilities differently.
Exactly. And affirmations work like deliberate self-talk, getting your subconscious aligned with your goals, turning that inner critic into more of a cheerleader.
Okay, now this one's really interesting. Habit 25, stay curious.
Oh, I love this one.
Curiosity isn't just about wanting to know stuff. It's the engine behind innovation, behind adapting, behind getting better.
If you're not curious, you stagnate.
Right. You miss important signals.
Yeah.
So a really practical action here is to try the 5 whys. Pick something that bugs you or seems inefficient and just ask why about it 5 times, digging deeper each time. It's amazing what that can uncover. Hidden problems, new ideas.
It peels back the layers.
Yeah.
Simple but profound.
Okay, let's shift gears now into strategic execution, getting things done effectively. Starting with the clarity you get from goal setting. Habit 3, set SMART goals.
The classic.
Yeah, probably familiar to many listeners, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. We all know the acronym, but the power is in how it forces you to get crystal clear, turns fuzzy wishes into actual plans.
Absolutely.
So the action, pick just one goal today, right now maybe, and run it through the SMART filter. Make it specific.
And the value isn't just the letters, right?
Yeah.
It's that it kills ambiguity.
Yeah.
Without that clarity, goals just stay as wishes. You can't track them. You can't really measure progress.
You can't really commit.
Exactly. And a common trap is the A, achievable. It needs to be realistic, sure, but also maybe ambitious enough to stretch you a bit. Finding that balance is key.
Building right on that, successful people focus relentlessly on results. That's habit 4. And they prioritize high-value work, habit 12.
This is huge.
They get the difference between just being busy and actually being productive. It's not about hours logged, it's about what moves the needle.
Activity versus achievement.
Yes. So before you just dive into your to-do list, pause and ask, what outcome really matters most today?
And this is where that 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, comes in so handy for prioritizing.
Yeah.
The idea that roughly 20% of what you do drives 80% of your results. The real challenge isn't just knowing the rule, it's figuring out what your critical 20% is.
Finding those high-leverage tasks.
Exactly. The tasks that have that outsized impact.
Yeah.
So maybe look at your list right now and try to identify that vital few.
And to really hammer those high-value tasks, you need habit 22. Focus deeply.
Single task.
Yes. Successful people know multitasking is basically a myth. It just leads to scattered attention and, honestly, worse results. So try this. For just 1 hour today, turn off all the notifications. Phone, email, everything, see what happens. And while you're focusing, remember habit 21. Ditch perfectionism.
Oh, the perfection trap.
Right. The mantra is, done is better than perfect. They don't wait for everything to be absolutely flawless. They launch, they get feedback, they iterate.
Right.
So you know that project you've been polishing for weeks, maybe it's time to just launch it.
A deep focus, especially now with all the distractions, it's like a superpower. It lets you get into that flow state where you're just incredibly productive and creative.
Right.
And perfectionism. Often it's just a fancy word for procrastination, isn't it?
Could be.
It keeps you stuck tweaking endlessly when what you really need is get out there, get feedback, and learn faster. Embracing done over perfect is so freeing.
Okay, let's talk proactivity. Habit 13 is be proactive.
Taking initiative.
Exactly. Successful people don't just wait around for instructions or for problems to become crises. They anticipate, they see opportunities, they act.
They don't need to be told.
Right. So, a small action for you today. Find one thing, just one small thing at work or home that you can do proactively without waiting to be asked.
And that leads very naturally into habit 14. Take calculated risks.
Calculated being the key word there.
Absolutely. This isn't about reckless gambling. It's about doing your homework research, assessing the potential downsides, having a plan B.
So it's not a blind leap?
Not at all. It's a bold step, but it's planned. Think about, Jeff Bezos researching the internet market before leaving Wall Street for Amazon. That was a huge risk, but it was calculated.
Yeah, good example.
So maybe ask yourself, is there one area in your life where you could take a bolder but well thought out risk?
Okay, switching gears slightly to inner strength. Habit 11 is develop self-discipline.
The tough one for many.
Yeah, it's that quiet commitment to do the work, especially when you don't feel motivated or the task is just boring or hard.
Showing up consistently.
Exactly, showing up even on the days you'd rather not.
And discipline, it's not about being harsh on yourself or depriving yourself. It's more about building habits that serve your bigger goals, even when, instant gratification is calling.
Like resisting the urge to scroll social media.
Right. Techniques like the Pomodoro method,
Yeah.
25 minutes focused work, then a 5-minute break. That's a practical way to train that discipline muscle. Makes big tasks feel less daunting, builds momentum.
And speaking of managing resources, habit 20 is master their time.
Crucial.
Successful people treat time like it's their most precious, non-renewable resource. Because it is.
Can't get it back.
Nope. So they plan it, they guard it, they spend it wisely, just like money. A really powerful action. Plan out tomorrow, tonight, maybe even in hourly blocks. And link that to habit 31. Set clear boundaries. This is about protecting not just your time, but also your energy and focus from things that drain them unnecessarily.
Learning to say no.
Yes. So this week, practice saying no just once to a request or distraction that honestly doesn't align with your priorities. All right, moving into our final section. Continuous growth. This is about adapting, learning, and keeping the momentum going. And we start with a powerful trio. Be persistent, habit 6. Build grit, habit 17.
Passion and perseverance.
And build resilience, habit 18. We always hear about inventors like Edison, right? Embracing thousands of failures. That's persistence.
Absolutely. And persistence really ties into grit. The book defines grit beautifully, I think, is that combination, passion plus perseverance.
It's not just sticking with it, but sticking with it because you care deeply.
Exactly, that long-term tenacity. And then resilience is slightly different. It's your ability not just to bounce back from setbacks.
But to bounce forward.
Yes, to learn from it, integrate the lesson, and actually come back stronger. So for an action, think about a struggle you overcame. How did you push through? And then maybe take one past failure and consciously reframe it. What was the valuable lesson there? Extract the wisdom. Don't just dwell on the sting.
That reframing is powerful. Now, speaking of learning, habit 15. Never stop learning.
Lifelong learning.
For truly successful people, learning isn't just something you did in school. It's a daily thing, non-negotiable almost, like Warren Buffett spending hours reading every day.
Yeah, 5+ hours, apparently.
Incredible. So, a simple action. Just schedule 30 minutes of reading time into your calendar. Read something that expands your mind.
And as you're learning and trying new things, you're bound to get feedback. Habit 16, welcome feedback.
Ooh, this can be tough.
It can, but the most successful people manage to reframe feedback. They don't see it as criticism.
They see it
as growth fuel, invaluable data. It's like a mirror showing you blind spots you just can't see yourself. It's absolutely essential for getting better.
So you have to seek it out.
Sometimes, yes. Take the plunge. Ask someone you trust and respect, hey, what's one thing you genuinely think I could improve on? Be open to the answer.
Okay, moving towards systematizing success, making it repeatable. Habit 9 is build daily routines.
Consistency, yeah.
It really is the hidden foundation, isn't it? Routines automate success, take the decision fatigue out of it.
Frees up mental energy.
Right.
Wow.
So, an action. Design a super simple, maybe 3-step morning routine that sets a positive tone for your day, and then just stick to it for 7 days straight. See how it feels.
And another key part of systematizing is habit 10, play to their strength.
Focusing on what you're good at.
Exactly. Instead of pouring all your energy into fixing weaknesses, which can be exhausting and often yields little return, successful people double down on what they naturally do well.
Yeah.
The payoff is much bigger. So, a question for you listening, what are your top 3 strengths? Really think about it.
Okay.
Identify them, and then consciously look for ways to use those strengths every single day.
That makes so much sense. And following that logic, successful people also delegate wisely, habit 28.
Yeah, doodle.
And shouldn't try to. It's about leveraging other people's skill and focus to get more done better.
Smart allocation of resources.
So take a quick inventory. What are 2 tasks you're currently doing that could realistically be outsourced, automated, or handed off to someone else? And one more, under systematizing,
Yeah.
habit 26, communicate clearly.
So underrated.
Isn't it? The most effective people, they speak and write with real clarity and often brevity, making sure the message actually lands.
Well, no waffle.
Exactly. So the action. Take one message you need to send today, an email, maybe a Slack message, and consciously try to rewrite it. Make it shorter, sharper, clearer.
And we shouldn't forget the mind-body connection here. Specifically, Habit 30, meditate daily.
Meditation.
The book highlights how just cultivating a bit of stillness can massively increase your mental clarity and make you less reactive.
It's not about emptying the mind, though, right?
No, not necessarily. More about observing it without judgment. Even 5 minutes of just focusing on your breath, maybe using a guided app, can make a huge difference to your state. Calmer, more focused.
Good reminder. And to round out these first 33 habits, we have integrity and recognition. Habit 32 is keep commitments.
Your word is your bond.
Pretty much. Successful people build trust and reliability because they consistently do what they say they're going to do, both promises to others and promises to themselves.
That self-trust is huge too.
Absolutely. So today, make one small promise, maybe just to yourself, like, I'll go for that walk, and make sure you keep it. No excuses. And finally, habit 33, celebrate progress.
The fun one.
Yeah. Track your wins, even the small ones, and consciously acknowledge them. Reward yourself appropriately. This isn't just fluff, it's powerful psychology.
Reinforces the behavior.
Exactly. It strengthens those positive neural pathways tied to your efforts, which builds momentum and keeps you motivated. So, before the day's over, look back at the week so far. What's one thing, even something minor, that you can genuinely celebrate? Hashtag outro. So there we have it. The first 33 habits from Nigel Cumberland's 100 Things Successful People Do. Each one seems pretty straightforward, right? A small action.
Bite-sized.
But when you put them together and apply them consistently, they don't just add up, they compound. They create this unstoppable engine for progress.
That compounding effect is key.
It really is. So our challenge for you listening is this. Don't just let this be interesting information you heard today. Pick just 3 habits. Just 3 from everything we talked about.
And here's the crucial part. Commit to actually applying them. Every day for the next 7 days. Because knowledge is good, but it's most valuable when you use it, when it becomes part of how you actually operate day to day. That's where the real change happens.
Yeah, insight into action. So as you go about your day, maybe mull this over, those huge successes you admire, they probably weren't born from one giant leap. They were more likely the quiet, almost inevitable result of small, maybe even unseen actions, just repeated, day in, day out, with consistency. So the question becomes, what small habit are you going to start building today? Something that over time will undeniably compound into something truly magnificent for you.
Food for thought.
Definitely. Because success is built one small, consistent habit at a time.